Government will be celebrating the centennial birthday of national hero and the father of independence, the Right Excellent Errol Walton Barrow, in a major way with a series of events this year. And several events will be held in his birth parish of St. Lucie on Errol Barrow Day. MP for St. Lucie, Peter Phillips, says a plaque will be unveiled on the day.
He'd gone to his birthplace, which is at the garden, and he grew up at Pickwind Plantation, but was at the garden, which is near at Checker Hall, and we determined that we would have there a plaque laying ceremony and celebration in honor of this national hero. This ceremony will take place on the 21st of January at 3 p.m. at the garden in Checker Hall, and the plaque would be unveiled by none other than the Honorable Prime Minister, Mayor Amor Motley. Of course, there will be a few speeches and so on, in recognition of the work that he would have done.
A mega concert will also be held on the Checker Hall playing field in his honor around 5 that evening. Minister of Information Senator Lucille Moore says they've implemented several systems to ensure an enjoyable afternoon full of entertainment.
There will be transportation, a park and ride system. Those tend to be the most efficient, and it will be offered from the St. Lucie Parish Church yard and other surrounding spaces, as well as the Speightstown playing field. There will be buses available from the Glebe, from Oystons, from the Princess Alice bus terminal, Fairchild Street, and Speightstown. The cost of the trip is $3.50 per person, because certainly we would want to give all Barbadians the opportunity to come to that event.
Government has amended its immigration policy to make it a bit easier for high net worth individuals to acquire Barbadian citizenship. Word of this from Minister of Home Affairs Edmund Hinkson.
Cabinet has approved that persons who fulfill that category, similar to Canadian immigration policy and some other countries like Malta, for instance, we will allow them permanent residence in this country. And after being here as an ordinary resident for 1,095 days, in other words 3 years out of 5 or 6 years following that, to become citizens of this country.
The Home Affairs Minister says the move is aimed at targeting individuals who are capable of investing in the country and creating jobs. However, Mr. Hinkson explains background and security checks will be conducted on those who meet the criteria.
We are not talking about people who are going to be security risks or people who are criminals or who would be looking to bring drugs and create havoc in this country, because obviously we have security testing and scrutiny to ensure that we get the best of people.
Weather and climate experts in Barbados and other countries will now be able to produce more accurate forecasts and gather additional information on climate change. It comes as 2 research sea drones, the Autonaut and the Sail drone, were launched as part of the ongoing Eureka and Atomic research missions this morning at the Barbados Coast Guard's HMBS Pelican Base. Marlon Ford of the Caribbean Institute of Meteorology and Hydrology says the oceanic and atmospheric data collected will have long-lasting benefits for Barbados.
Under the Eureka project, there's an open data policy. Data will be available almost in real time. Under the Atomic project, there is some logistics to be still worked out under that project, but data will be available to the scientists, and data on the previous project, which was held almost 50 years ago, that is still being used up to this day. So projections for this data set, it's a pretty extensive project, will be way into the future.
Well, those missions are scheduled to last for several weeks, and representatives of the Sail drone and the University of East Anglia, who are overseeing the aeronaut, explained how the processes will unfold.
Be out in the Eureka project for the next month, measuring temperature and salinity of the ocean and meteorological parameters, so surface wind, surface temperature, humidity, solar radiation.
We'll be out for approximately 60 days for one period or one portion of the mission, and then 180 days for another portion of the mission. Our team is monitoring these drones around the clock and watching their whereabouts. We have satellite communications with them at all times, and we keep very close watch on them.
Still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region. But before we get there, here's a tip from Cooperators General Insurance.
This tip of the day is brought to you by Cooperators General Insurance Company Limited. Insurance the way you want it to be.
Breathalyzers are typically administered to people who are suspected of driving under influence offenses, particularly to a person who causes or is suspected of causing an accident. This tip is brought to you compliments Cooperators General Insurance, who fully supports the introduction of breathalyzer testing.